Have you ever been scrolling and just felt like your online world is getting smaller? A little too predictable? Well, that is absolutely not an accident. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this massive force that's shaping what you see, think, and feel online, the algorithmic echo chamber.
I mean, if you've ever logged on and it just feels like one giant shouting match where nobody is actually hearing each other, you're not going crazy. There's a very real, very powerful technological force making it that way on purpose.
And this is what we're talking about, the algorithmic echo chamber. It's not some sci-fi concept. It is a digital bubble that gets built around you piece by algorithms that have one main goal: keep you glued to the screen. Their job isn't to inform you, it's to keep you engaged. So, let's get into it. How exactly does your own personal echo chamber get constructed? Let's take a look at the actual blueprints.
Okay, at its core, this whole thing preys on a really simple human instinct. We love to be right. It feels good. It's called confirmation bias. And you know what? The algorithms know this. They aren't programmed to challenge your worldview. They're programmed to feed you a nonstop buffet of content that makes you nod your head and say, "Yep, I agree." The result, your opinions get louder and louder, and anything that might disagree with them just fades away from your feed.
And this right here is probably the most important thing to understand. We all tend to think our social media feed is like a window, showing us what's happening out in the world. But it's not. It's a mirror. It doesn't show you the world as it is, it shows you a version of the world designed to reflect your interests and beliefs right back at you, because that's what keeps you scrolling.
But this goes way deeper than just what you see on your screen. These digital spaces are bit by bit actually rewiring how we think. Let's dig into the psychology of it.
So it all works on this really powerful feedback loop. Let's say you're scrolling and you pause on a video for just like 3 extra seconds. Boom, that's a signal. The algorithm sees that, learns from it, and instantly starts lining up more videos just like it. Do that over and over, day after day, and it's not just showing you stuff you like anymore, it's actively reinforcing what you already believe until those beliefs start to feel like solid, undeniable truths.
And that constant reinforcement creates this really dangerous psychological glitch. It's called the false consensus effect. Basically, because your entire online world is filled with people agreeing with you, your brain starts to trick you into thinking that most people out there feel the exact same way you do. Your little personal bubble starts to feel like the entire universe, and that can seriously warp your perception of reality.
And look, the research on this is pretty alarming. This table shows a direct link between living in what's called an identity bubble and something called social media contingent self-esteem. That's a bit of a mouthful, but it just means your feeling of self-worth starts to depend on likes, comments, and shares. And as you can see, both that bubble and that fragile self-esteem are directly correlated with social media addiction. It is a really nasty, vicious cycle.
Now, this isn't just about you or me and our feeds. This hyper-personalization comes at a cost, and it has some serious, real-world consequences for society as a whole.
You know, when we're all living in our own curated realities, it becomes so easy for misinformation and propaganda to take root and spread. As one expert from the Pew Research Center puts it, this isn't just about online arguments. It literally tears at the fabric of society and threatens our ability to even have rational conversations and make good decisions together.
And the impact is also deeply personal. I mean, as more and more of our lives move online to this tele-everything world, our digital bubbles can start to squeeze out our real-life connections. And that can be a huge blow to our mental health, because it shrinks those diverse, real-world support systems that we all need to thrive.
And it actually gets even worse. Professor Chris Bail over at Duke points out this other warped effect he calls false polarization. See, the algorithms reward extreme, outrageous content because that stuff gets the most clicks and comments. So we're constantly being shown the most extreme, cartoonish version of the other side, which tricks us into thinking that everyone who disagrees with us is some kind of radical. It makes finding any common ground feel completely impossible.
And what's fueling this entire system? Well, it's the currency of the digital age, your personal data. The more our lives are lived and tracked on these platforms, the more our privacy just chips away. It's being turned into a product, and as this researcher warns, we might be heading to a future where privacy is a luxury that only the rich can afford.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty grim, right? But here is the good news. We are not helpless in this. We can actually fight back. And the key is making a conscious shift from just passively scrolling to actively engaging. And it all starts with relearning one simple but powerful skill: listening.
As researcher Allison Cheney says so well here, yeah, technology is a big part of the problem, but we can't just sit around and wait for some tech company to invent a fix. The solution has to be social, and it has to be internal. We have the power here, because at the end of the day, we are the ones doing the clicking, we're the ones scrolling, we're the ones sharing.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. It shows the two paths we can take in any disagreement. On the one side, you've got ambushing. That's when you're not really listening at all. You're just waiting for them to take a breath so you can launch your next attack. Your goal is to win. But on the other side, there's active listening. And here, the goal isn't to win the fight. It's to actually understand where the other person is coming from. It's a total shift from combat to cooperation.
And active listening isn't just some vague, nice idea. It's a skill you can practice. Check out these 3 steps. First, you paraphrase. You say something like, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is, that proves you're paying attention. Then, you clarify. Ask questions to fill in the gaps. Finally, you summarize their main point. Just going through this simple process can totally de-escalate a heated argument and force everybody to slow down and actually hear one another.
All right, so with that new mindset, let's get super practical. Here are the actual steps you can start taking, like today, to begin breaking out of your own bubble.
One of the most powerful things you can do is consciously fight your brain's instinct to just lump people into big, faceless groups. Instead of seeing the other side, try to see the individual. Remind yourself that every single person, just like every one of these stones, has a totally unique story, a complex mix of beliefs, and their own personal experiences that shape them.
Okay, this is it, your toolkit for a healthier online life. First, make a habit of challenging your own assumptions. Second, go out and deliberately look for different points of view. Yeah, even the ones you're pretty sure you're going to disagree with. You can even follow bots that are specifically designed to pop your bubble and show you other perspectives. But honestly, the most powerful tool here is also the simplest. Before you type that comment, before you hit that share button, just pause. Take one deep breath and ask yourself, is what I'm about to do a true reflection of the person I actually want to be?
In the end, the algorithm learns from us. It builds that mirror based on our actions. So the final question really isn't about technology, it's about us. We have the power to train our own algorithms, to curate our own reflections. So the choice of what we reflect back into the world, well, that's entirely up to you.